What's your name?
I'm trying to make sure I'm in correctly in the shot. My name, Cozy.
Cozy?
Yeah, Brother Cozy.
Brother Cozy. All right, it's good to meet you, Brother Cozy. My name is Martin.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So, you can just tell me like a little bit about yourself. Like, what are you a freshman?
I am. My classification for college is sophomore.
Sophomore.
Yep.
That's good. How long have you been? How long have you been in that group?
Alpha Phi Omega?
Yeah.
I actually just crossed on April 15th for Alpha Phi Omega.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Praise God.
Literally
That's good.
just crossed.
So, if you tell me like, are you working now? Are you like working at all?
I'm in a lot of clubs. I'm very involved in my campus. Be president of tennis club, CS or campus radio club, CSIR, African American Male Initiative, member Alpha Phi Omega.
Okay.
And more stuff to come. So
brand, right? Brand. And so like I guess I'm gonna switch it. Like, where do you see yourself in like 5 years?
In 5 years, I want to be in the film industry, writing screenplays and selling them, and hopefully, probably directing around that point.
Directing.
That's what actually what I'm in school for, working on my penmanship and storytelling skills, adding upon what I already have. So.
Oh wow, that's really good. I'm gonna switch it on you. So, what? I'm gonna switch this to a spiritual conversation. So, what are your thoughts about the afterlife? Like, do you believe in God at all? Or what's your thoughts?
So I'm Muslim. I believe in Allah. On the afterlife, I'm not sure. I just make sure I move accordingly to make sure that if there is one, I go to the right place, and I'm gonna leave it at that. So
got it. So like, say for example, I just met you, and I already connect. But like, say for example, God forbid, but if you were to die tonight.
Whoa.
No, God forbid.
Interview over, no,
man. If you were to die tonight, you would stand before God, right, or Allah, and God would ask you, why should I let you into my kingdom? Or what would you say?
Depending, you see me grow up my entire life. You've been inside my mind. You know where my headspace is. You know why I do the stuff I do. You know, I've never done anything with bad intentions. And my good outweighs the bad. So.
Yeah, good outweighs the bad. So like, on a scale of, if you put it on a percentage scale, like 0 to 100, 100 being you'll get into heaven and 0 being you'll be in hell. Like, what would you say you at in the
right now, at this very moment?
Yeah, right now. Just being honest.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say like, right now, probably around like 65%.
65, right? 65%.
Being honest.
Yeah, just being honest. And I appreciate your honesty. But like, there's a 35% chance that if you were to die, you would be in hell. Does that concern you at all? Like, there's a 35% chance that if you die, you would be in hell.
I mean, I know it's not a competition, but I know it's people with more higher chances for a fact. Yeah, that's why I improve on the daily.
Improve on the daily. So like, if I were to ask you a question, like, on God's standard, like, where you said that? You said that's on you. By your standard, you would put that percentage?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, by God's standards, my percent would probably be higher for going to heaven because my heart's in the right place, my mind's in the right place. Right. So I don't do stuff without a reason, so.
Okay, so it would be higher if you would judge it by God's standard?
Yeah.
Okay, so, do you know what God's standards is? What if I go to?
Because like he's going off where your heart is, etc. Like why you do certain things, because like he's always watching. He watches everybody. He knows how you.
He knows everything. Right?
He knows why you do certain things. Even your friends and family might not know. That's between you and him. Right. So knowing that he has that information,
right?
No, I'm good.
Right. So have you heard of the? I'm gonna go. We call this like the blame test, and yeah, no, we call this the blame test, but or the good person test. Like, do you consider yourself to be a good person?
Yeah, I help people all the time without it being any benefit to me.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
I'm like,
a good person.
So I'm in a service fraternity.
Yeah.
I volunteer and help people out who I don't know. I help strangers all the time. Like,
but I would say like, so you ever heard of the 10 Commandments? What do you think the purpose of the 10 Commandments is for?
It's been a minute since I looked at them. I've heard of it before. Next question.
The next question? Okay. in the Quran, like how would you say, what is the way to get into heaven? Like in Muslim belief, in your belief.
Don't lie.
Don't lie.
You gotta hold yourself accountable. Like, I'm not. Oh, I was gonna say I'm not gonna make it too long, but
Yeah, no,
don't lie. Be true to self.
Mhm.
Eat correctly. Move accordingly. Just want to say, help your brothers. Help your brothers. Like the
Brothers.
Like, you get what I'm saying. That's
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Now, you know what I'm saying, like, just like, basically, it's like, don't lie, don't cheat, don't stare, don't.
I was gonna say it's certain code of conduct that comes with being Muslim.
Okay. Yeah, so it's like, that's kind of actually similar to the Ten Commandments.
Yeah, I was gonna
Like,
say
yeah,
it's a lot of similar stuff.
That's similar. It's similar.
That's the homie I was telling you about.
No, yeah. So, like with the blame test, like we're gonna go like the blame test. It's just basically like, have you ever used God's name as a cuss word, like OMG, or I put that, or OMG, or GOD,
Or on God. Or
yeah,
something like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, but I kind of stopped saying on God. And
Yeah,
I
yeah,
say
yeah.
wallahi, but that's the same thing. Except for
Like,
it's
yeah.
on Allah. Like it's Arabic for on Allah.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that too, man. I put myself on the list. Like I'm guilty of that. What about? And you didn't mention that about the lie. How many lies you told in your entire lifetime?
I mean, I don't try to lie.
Yeah,
But I was gonna say like, man, it's probably like in the thousands just from like elementary school.
elementary. Now,
Like I'm better now because it's just like
yeah.
I don't really care. I don't have a reason to
I
lie.
would say, man, for me, man, I also guilty, man. I can't even keep count of mine.
I don't think we can. Like some people, that's their language.
Yeah, exactly. So, man, this one's gonna get both of us. It's probably gonna get everybody in here on the wall. But A stands for like adultery, like, and you know, Jesus said like if you ever look at a person with lust, like you already committed.
Oh wait,
adultery.
hold on, wait. Go, keep talking.
So A stands for adultery, right? So you're probably not married, right? You're not married right now at the moment, right? Yeah, but Jesus takes it to another level. He was like, even if you look at a woman with lustful intent, right? You're already committed adultery with her already in your heart.
Yeah.
So, have you ever lust pornography? I'm right here with you.
It's my like screw that. Like I ain't gonna say screw that, but I'll say it's already raps because I kind of do that. Like second nature to do that. And then on top of that, it's the worst than past pornographies.
Right.
But
So yeah, I'm guilty of I'm guilty. M stands for murder. I'm pretty sure you never killed nobody before, right? But again, like if you just look at Bible, I know you said you Muslim, but Jesus says that if you even have just hate, or have you ever had like extreme anger, like or anger towards
I get
somebody?
mad, but I don't have hate in my heart.
Right.
Like I said, like he knows my body. My heart's always in the right place.
Right.
Like even if I get into a dispute with somebody, I'm not gonna hate you. You're gonna handle it. It's gonna be that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna associate with you. So.
You better than me, man. You better than me. But I always
Waste of
say
time and energy.
yeah. I always say E stands for like exalted. If you're already falling short of the other ones, you pretty much already exalted yourself over God. Like you exalted yourself above God, like breaking those commands. But and the S stands for stealing. Like, have you ever stole something before, even if it was small?
Probably when I was a kid.
When you was a kid, same here, me too. But if you just look at
kid,
like,
ever since I was gonna say like when I was 9.
Yeah.
After I turned 10, there's no point.
Yeah.
I wanna make money, I'm just gonna buy it.
Yeah. Exactly. So man, we just look at just a few of those, man, and you can see that we all fall guilty, right? And so remember I asked you, I said if you would stand before God, right? And if God were to judge you by just looking at those commands, like would you be innocent or guilty to stand before him?
What you just listed?
Yeah, if God were judged by his command, like by his standard, like is this the standard that God's gonna judge all men by, right? What would you say? You'll be innocent or guilty?
Guilty.
Guilty. Heaven or hell?
Huh?
Heaven or hell? If by that standard.
I mean, heart counts for a lot,
Yeah.
and improvement and change also counts for a lot. And I'm not gonna die anytime soon.
No.
So I still feel like it'd be heaven.
You'd be
I
heaven.
just want to say it. Like
Yeah.
I'm willing to change. Everybody knows.
I will give you an example. So same for example in a court of law, right? So he just murdered 2 people, right? Somebody just went out and
Compare
murdered.
me to a murderer?
No, I'm not saying murder, but I'm just saying this is an example of a court of law, right? So we had a murderer walk through because he just killed 2 people, and so he stands before the judge, and he tells the judge, "Judge, I know I've killed these 2 people, but you know my heart." You see that? You see how that? You see
No,
that?
I mean it's different.
Would you believe that Allah in the Bible is a just God, right?
Was it just God?
Right, he's a just God, so meaning that he's righteous and he has to punish sin.
Oh, he punishes sin.
Right.
I was gonna say you don't have to be dead to get punished by Allah. Like,
right.
If you start getting off your path,
right,
you're gonna get warned. I feel like that's whether you're
right.
in the belief of Islam, in the belief of Christianity,
right, yeah.
in the belief of Judaism,
right,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If your God, whoever you believe in,
yeah.
sees you're starting to get off your path,
right.
you're gonna start catching and reading signs that He's
right.
trying to give you. So
right, exactly. Yeah. So it would just seem to show that even Allah, right, or God, like he still has a standard that he wants people to live by. He still have a standard that people have to keep. And but really, you think about it, nobody can really keep that standard, right? Okay, if you really think about it, it's like
it's something to strive for and it's something to get to.
Right.
But we're all human. We all have flaws.
Exactly. Right.
But
if you think about it, nobody can really keep the standard. If you mentioned like what you stated with how, you know, if I can do these things, then like if I can pray, right? If I can don't lie, then I can get into heaven. But wouldn't that mean we have to like work our way to heaven? Like we can just work our way to heaven. There's really no, like if I do wrong, I can just pray. I can just like don't lie and just do good, and I can get into heaven.
There's ways to handle it though.
Right.
I was gonna say, if you do wrong, like I was gonna say, like you can pray for a lot of stuff, forgiveness.
Right.
Pray for give thanks. Pray for wisdom,
right, yeah.
blessings.
Right. The story of Adam and Eve, right? Well, you heard that story. Everybody's familiar with it. But you know what? Like the world was perfect. It said that God created everything. The world, He made the universe, He made the birds, trees, created mankind.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, and so everything was perfect in the beginning. And you know what kind of caused like the world to be messed up, like how it is. You know, with how the world is how it is now.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. But it's, you know what kind of happened?
What?
Adam and Eve, they ate the fruit that God commanded them not to eat, right?
Yeah.
So, in doing so, sin came into the world, right? Death came into the world. Like now our world is broken. So now we're living in, now we have disease, now we got murder, now we got, you name it, and got all kinds of, like, you know, wrong, you can just name it, right?
Wrong is just out there.
Right. So,
negativity.
If you look at that, now we have this brokenness. Do you know what God did for mankind, that we could be made right with Him, even though we sin against Him and we deserve death, we deserve judgment, like because God is a just God and He has to punish sin. But do you know what God did for guilty sinners? Even though we are guilty, like I mentioned our stats and how we fall guilty of these standards.
Some people cleaner than others, of course.
But what's your thoughts about Jesus, like in general? Just your thoughts, like your thoughts.
Jesus specifically?
Yeah, like Jesus. So what do you think? What do you think of Him?
I don't know what to say to that. I've never been asked that before.
Yeah.
I don't know how to answer that truthfully.
So like,
you handing out cupcakes, my guy? Oh, definitely.
A whole box of cupcakes.
Seriously?
These are for you.
You lying?
Now yours. Have a great one.
there you go, man.
Say that.
There you go, man. You got, it's a blessing. In the Quran, Jesus is mentioned. Do you know that? Did you know?
Sounds believable.
He's mentioned in the Quran. It's just that the Quran.
How was he mentioned?
The Quran mentions that he was a good prayer. He was a good man. Even in the Quran, it mentions that he didn't sin, like he never sinned. But the Quran just says that it basically just saying that Jesus is not. He wasn't the Son of God. It's basically saying that Jesus, he didn't die on the cross. He was instead like replaced, like someone else took in his spot. All right. So that's what it says in the Quran. And obviously, you know what the Bible says that Jesus is saying that He is the Son of God. But I guess my point is, what do you think Jesus was? Like, you think He was just a good man or a good person? What do you think He was?
Nothing against him, but You know, this world works in a lot of interesting ways.
Yeah.
You can't trust what people say.
Yeah.
We weren't there. And typically, the way this world works, what they speak good about, typically is doing more than what's said. So, personally, I don't think too many people are wrong. I don't know.
No, yeah, no.
Never
This,
know.
yeah, this, yeah. No, but I would just say, like, in Jesus' words, this is going up the Bible, and I know you understand that, but Jesus said, like, it's the words of Jesus. He said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father but through me. Just listen off of that. There's only three possible, because, like, if you look at actual, like, archaeological facts outside the Bible, there's actually, like, archaeological facts that Jesus Christ, man, he actually existed. Like, he walked the earth.
Definitely.
Yeah, right.
I know he was a real person.
Yeah, right, yeah. He was
Like, I've seen clips about it and everything.
right, yeah. So, like, I guess the point is, if he made that claim that he's the way, the truth, and the life, there's only three possible, like, solutions to that, or there's only three possible questions to that. It's either he was a liar, a lunatic, like he was crazy, or he was really Lord, like he really was what he said he is.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like,
What would
right.
what would you think? What would you think he is? Liar, or lunatic, or really Lord?
I'm gonna say this with evidence. And
Yeah.
I think there's been moments of something with evidence
Yeah.
that could back it up.
Okay.
I was gonna say, like, coming back to life, for
Yeah.
instance, or
Yeah.
like however,
Right.
I could explain it.
That could explain it. And you know that body was the only person that body was never found from the grave. Isn't that kind of strange? Is that like
I mean, it probably it could have hit his grave.
hit his body? I think one of the arguments about it is either somebody stole the body or the people
I'm gonna say
hallucinated.
this right now, since we already getting towards the ending. In theory, if Jesus Christ existed, and if they said, or he's done everything they said, and he was like, he was the person who the Bible projected him to be, I guarantee you the government has his body locked up somewhere. The government has his body locked up somewhere. For a fact.
So Christianity was true. Would you become a Christian?
No.
But you wouldn't.
I was gonna say, I like to be well versed in different topics and
Different topics.
different areas of knowledge, so I
Right.
would definitely look into it.
Yeah.
But
Right.
I was gonna say, like, Islam, it's like a lifestyle.
Right,
It's
yeah.
it's a way of
Right. Yeah.
life.
Right. Yeah.
And a religion.
Yeah.
Like,
All right. Well, I got that understanding, man. But I just wanted to say, man, just thank you for your time.
no problem.